What's up guys, Protagonist here, and today I'll be doing a brand new deck profile on the Ritual Shadow Paladin deck used by Kazuma Soji. So basically this is the Luard deck that you guys have been requesting right back then, and I really appreciate all those likes. All those likes make this deck even faster. So this deck belongs to my friend Weiye, and he somehow managed to get 4 copies of SP pack. I don't know how he do it. He probably sacrificed a child for that ritual. Get it? Lol. Okay, card is pretty lame, but I'm really excited for this deck because it's been a while since Shadow Paladin has gotten an upgrade, and Luard is a brand new upgrade for Shadow Paladins, and it looks really promising. Even though it's the first set of support, it has shown some really cool mechanics in the deck, aka Ritual. Ritual is a fantastic ability because it can be triggered as long as you have 3 or more grade 1s in the drop zone, which is very easy to fulfill. So this deck is freaking amazing, and I'm really looking forward to the future support this deck is gonna have because I bet it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, so let's get on the deck profile. First up, we have 4 copies of Luard, the grade 3 Luard. So basically you can get this in the trial decks or in the SP pack in this set. So what Luard does is freaking amazing. So his first skill is probably one of the very interesting skills in Vanguard. His skill is during a right phase, you may activate the skill by sending 2 normal units back into your deck from your drop zone. So you could send back any 2 cards in your drop zone. For example, maybe 2 grade 3s in your drop zone. You can send it back to your bottom of the deck, and you can perform stride. So you're not discarding any cards for strides. That is amazing. Alright. So another thing, there are a few good things about this ability. First off, you're getting a free stride. Second off, you can send back grade 1s that you have been that's in the drop zone previously back into your deck, so they can call back with your second ability again. So in a way, you can cycle a lot of cards. So cards that in the drop zone is probably gonna return anyway. So this is why the Luard effect is fantastic. Okay. Alright. So speaking of the second effect, his second effect is whenever you perform strike, you may counterblast 1 and sacrifice 1 unit you control on your rearguard circle. If you do, search your deck for 2 grade 1s and superior call it. So just like that, you're getting a +1 by sacrificing 1, which is free anyway. So yeah, that's very good because there's something like Baltimore Diablo, I believe, sec 1 for 2, and yeah, generally a great skill. Alright, since you're gonna be able to 2-box all your grade 1s, which is very good, of course. Alright, so let us go on to the next grade 2s, the grade 3, sorry. So it's 3 copy of this card. Serial Blades. Okay, what Serial Blade does is, it is a brand new Death Spray Dragon for us. So if you, definitely this deck plays Phantom Blaster Diablo. So if your opponent were to not commit to the field, you can punish them by sacrificing their units, retiring their units, and finish them off because they won't be able to guard unless they have G guards. So what its skill does is, as long as it's in the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, when this unit attacks, you may sacrifice 1 of your own units, so you sack 1 of your own units. If you do, at the end of the battle, this unit gains a 3k power, and at the end of the battle, your opponent must select 1 of his own units and retire. So, when you strike into Phantom Blaster Diablo, surprise, attack, sack 1, oh, you do not have 2 to sack, GG. So yeah, that's how good it is. So basically a Death Spray. A Death Spray previously needs to sack 1 and counterblast 1. This one doesn't need to counterblast 1, so you can save a counterblast. So in a way, it is up to player preference. If you want to use Death Spray, it's okay. I believe in anime, Shoma actually used Death Spray. I saw it in the episodes. So yeah, I use this because it looks pretty cool as well. So yeah, that is the grade 3s. Right, one side. Let's go on to grade 2s. Next, 4 copy of Mofessa. Mofessa is a very expensive card in Japan. Because it has a very good ability, it can be used in a lot of Shadow Paladin decks because of Ritual. Ritual is a very flexible effect. So Ritual 3, as long as it's 3 or more grade 1s in the drop zone, this unit gives us 5k power, so that's additional a card off your opponent's hands for guarding. And it gains ability. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you may counterblast 1. If you do, search for a grade 1 and call it to the rearguard circle. So that adds pressure to your attacks as well. And another ability she has is, while in the drop zone, the Yong skill, which means forever. While she's in the drop zone, she counts as a grade 1. So while in the drop zone, you need more power-ups. For each grade 1s, she counts as a grade 1 as well. So yeah, very, very important card. Definitely play for on the deck, if you're playing this deck. 2 Groans. Grandpa Groans is awesome. Grandpa Groans is, when this unit is on the rearguard circle, As long as a unit that is lower than its grade is caught to the rearguard circle. So for example, you call any owl a grade 1 or below card, so grade 1 or grade 0s, he gains a 3k power. So with this deck, every turn you'll probably be super calling 2 units at the time, so he's gonna gain lots of power. So for now, he's a great card. Otherwise, you can also play him. 2 copies of him, yeah. He is not that great, to be honest, because according to this deck, after testing in my local tournaments, this deck actually has a bit of soul problem, and you don't want to use his first skill, which is to activate Soul Blast 1 and sacrifice 1 unit you control to draw 1 card. That's pretty mediocre skill. But if you want to fill up the drop zone with grade 1s, I guess you could actually trigger his skill so that you can use your Ritual Tree. Second ability, Ritual Tree. While your Ritual Tree is 11k attacker, so you could use him as 11k attacker, I guess, but I prefer to use Grandpa Groans because Grandpa Groans has the potential to go up to higher numbers, so the opponent has to gun for more. So yeah, 2 copies of him. Yeah, after testing, we brought him down to 2. 1 copy of Owl Taker. Owl Taker, basically what she does is, when this unit enters the rearguard circle and you control more rearguards than your opponent, you can discard 1 to draw 1. So yeah, set up early game. She doesn't have the GB's generation break, so you can set up early game, drop your grade 1 so that you can go to your ritual ASAP. And you can draw 1 card, I guess, for cycling. So drop back grade 1s. And 1 special tag is SP Nemain. Nemain is really good in this deck. She's underlooked right now. Basically what she does is when this unit enters the rearguard circle, you may counterblast 1 and discard 1 Shadow Paladin card in your hand, and you can draw 2 cards. Freaking fantastic. Okay, the reason why she's good is not because of a 3k power that kills you. Please do not write that. You write her, you pretty much gonna kill yourself. Was gonna throw all the triggers as to rape you. So what she's good for is she gains you 2 cards, and I mean, as a rearguard, she gives you 2 cards at the cost of 1 card, which you can drop a grade 1. The key is to drop a grade 1 into your drop zone so they can trigger your ritual. So fill your ritual, fill your drop zone for a ritual while drawing 2 cards at the cost of 1 Combat Blast. So she's really good, and either way, you can always use her to intercept away anyway. Yeah, or you can use her for sacrificial food as well. So that's grade 2. Let's go to grade 1s. Grade 1s, 4 copy of Abyssal Owl SP. Damn. Good times when card pretends to react to SP like a monkey, man. Alright, so what Abyssal Owl is, what his skill is when this unit enters the rearguard circle from your hand, when this card is caught to the rearguard circle from your hand, so note that if you use skills like Luard to super coil, you don't gain his first skill. Look at the top 7 cards of the deck and add a card named with Luard into your hand. So look at top 7 cards of the deck. Oh, there's a Luard, add it to your hand. And then discard from hand cards grade total up to 3. So that is good in a way, is because let's say sometimes you do not have a grade 3 in your hand. Call this, oh, I got that grade 3, sweet, I could discard a grade 2 and grade 1 from my hand. So yeah, you're not gonna miss grade. So I kinda like the new so-called Luard Searcher. Yeah, second ability is Ritual Tree. While this card's on the rearguard and is being sacrificed for a cost of Luard card, please note if Luard's in the hut and I sacrifice using Aura Gazer or Diablo. Yeah, let's say I use, let's say use Aura Gazer. Let's say Aura Gazer attacks, I can sacrifice him and I still get the counter charge because Luard is in the hut. And while Luard is in the hut, the Vanguard shares the card of the hut name. Yeah, so basically, note that you guys can use its sack and still counter charge. It's been checked. I checked the rulings already, so yeah. I checked. Awesome. So let us go to the next grade 1. 4 copy of him. This card is also pretty stable in the deck. So what it does is, it's amazing against the Link Joker matchup. So Ritual Tree, while this card is caught from the deck to your rearguard circle, this unit gets us 2k power. So cycle every turn with your Luard Strike Big skill, and you will be gaining 9k boosters every single turn. That's very nice. Now, second skill is, as a rearguard, when this unit boosts a unit, let's say we're going to boost an owl. When this unit boosts an owl, at the end of the battle that this unit boosts, you can counterblast 1 and sacrifice that unit to draw 1 card. Very good because you can clear your front row to prevent getting locked by Link Jokers. And getting a 1 free card is nice to have. So if you need a perfect guard, you might get drawn into it. So yeah, Counterblast may not be an issue in this deck. It's not really an issue because Our boss monster that uses Counter Blast is Soul Blast. That's why I say that Soul might be a little problem, but it's fine. Next up is 4 Perfect Guards. This Perfect Guard is freaking amazing, okay? This once you know how to use this deck efficiently, this Perfect Guard is one of the Perfect Guards that can use 5 times in one games. So what she does is, while activate skill while she's in the drop zone, by paying the cost of retiring one of your rear guards, send back in your drop zone another copy of her into your deck and bounce it back from your drop zone into your hand. So to activate her skill, first up you must have 2 copies of her in your drop zone before you can use her skill. So if she's alone, you cannot use the skill. You can only use it when you have 2. Okay, like this. 2 in the drop zone. Sack one of your own units, so you can probably sack him or any useless unit. Sack, bounce it back, bounce it from the drop zone into your hand, goes into your hand, and this one goes back into your deck. So first up, it prevents you from decking out. Second up, you're getting a free Perfect Guard at a cost of 1 any unit. That is amazing, man. Yeah. So 2 copies of Sword Breakers. The reason I don't find Sword Breakers very important is that you could play 1, 2 is fine, just in case 1 goes into damage zone. The reason why is because this deck eats a lot of soul. So 2 is fine. 1 or 2. So you guys are worried that Sword Breakers are high in price, do not worry. 1 or 2 is fine. 2 copies of Braven. Basically, for your first strike, you won't be able to strike. Okay, the reason why is because its skill says during a right phase. So if you right, you miss the timing to get the free strike. So during your first right and strike, you have to discard a grade 3 for strike. You cannot use the skill. You can only do it after your first strike. Yeah, you get what I mean if you watch more of my videos, okay? Right, so that is the great ones. Alright, for trigger lineup, pretty damn standard actually. 8 crits, 5 crits because we want to reward our opponent for cutting us foils. No, not really. Okay, that's 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 draw triggers. Okay, the reason why this card is important is because, yeah, lacking soul, how Owl can go into soul and power up on the regards, fix that magic numbers, give you the free soul you need for your Dragdriver. So 4 Black Dogs, because Black Dog is lucky puppy. And finally, the starter we have here is Drag Prince Root. So what he does, he is also another card that we found very important for this deck. For example, what he does is auto skill. When this unit is when this unit gets sacrificed for a cost, you can pay the cost of Counter Blast 1 and put this guy into your soul. So basically, when he gets sacrificed, he becomes a free soul for your Vanguard, which is very, very important. And select one of your other units. The unit has 5k power. Okay, the reason why this card is good is because, okay, let's say for example I strike Luard, Dragdriver, Luard skill sack, search 2 grade 1s. This one goes into soul, right? Dragdriver skill can soul blast it off. Then after the next turn, you're gonna strike again. You can put it back into your deck. Strike successful. Then you can come out again, because you can superior core 2 units. So yeah, basically you can cycle the starter, and the starter gives you free soul charge. So yeah, this card is very, very important if you know how to play the deck right. So yeah, very good card. I used to use David, but I find that I'm lacking the soul, so I actually play him. Yeah. Alright, let's go on to the G zones. So the G zone is very interesting. Alright. First up, 4 copies of Dragdriver Luard. So Luard is great for form. Very awesome. It looks like Rugo's, but apparently it is Dragdriver. So his skill is let's put my Vanguard here. His skill is Ritual 3. When this unit enters the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost of 1 Soul Blast. If you do, pay a cost of 1 Soul Blast and flip up a copy of a G Zone face up. So you can flip up any card. You can flip up Luard, you can flip up any of these, any of your G units. Alright, if you do, for each superior core a grade 1 from your deck, for each face up Dragdriver Luard on your G Zone. So what you do is, let's say first strike you can perform Ritual. First strike, Soul Blast 1, flip up phase 1. So you can search out 1 card and superior core 1 card. And then after that, for each card in your drop zone that is grade 1 or less, that unit gains plus 1k power. So for example, let's say you got 10 10 grade 1s in your drop zone, the Superior Core grade 1 will gain 10k power. Alright, so what this deck does is you strike first strike go, use Superior Core 1, second strike you can flip anything up, so you already have 2. So maybe you can flip this dragon thing up, you have 2, so Superior Core 2 units. Then you can third strike, use it again, get power, get those grade 1s, 3 grade 1s because you have 3 Dragdrivers. So yeah, a very simple deck to play. It's very powerful because all those units probably going to gain a 10k power. That's something like the and it's only a cost of 1 Soul Blast and you're getting so much advantage and power. So this card is very important in this deck. So basically this is like the recruiter plus power up in the deck. It's like Royal Paladins. Freaking amazing card. Alright, next up we play 2 copies of the Dragdriver Dragon. So Dragdriver Dragon, what Dragdriver Dragon does is activate once per turn. You may sacrifice one of your units, one of your rear guards. If you do, your opponent must sacrifice 2 units. So your opponent does not choose to sacrifice. So if he has only 1 unit, he must sacrifice that unit, and if he fail to sacrifice, select 3 units and that 3 units in the front row and he gains plus 4k power. So one thing to note is that if you where's my Luard? Okay, if you strike and let's say you have no rear guards, even if he fail to retire, 2, you can power up 4k, like 4k, because you select 3 units, so you can select 3 times here. Okay, that's very important to know because some people thought if you have no rear guards you don't get the power. You still gain the power to the Vanguard. Okay, right. So 2 copies, very good card. 2 copies of Phantom Blast Diablo. Punish your opponent for not committing to the field, and even if it does commit to the field, it still gains a 10k power at the cost of 1 Count Blast. So that's very powerful. Next up, 1 set of Aura Gazers. Alright, the reason why Weiye plays Aura Gazers is because sometimes if you play against decks that really relies on their starter, you must retire their starter ASAP. For example, I think it's Amon deck. Their starter is their heart of the engine. If you stop their starter, you can pretty much hinder their strategy. So use this and retire their starter. So this skill is Counter Blast 1 Sec 3. Check 2 top deck. For each card that you check that is grade 1 or less, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. So yeah, snipe off that starter if you need to. Yeah, Aura Gazers this there for the cost. 1 copy of Phantom Spectre Diablo. Phantom Spectre Diablo is very good because it allows you to restand the Vanguard. This is a restander Vanguard. Yeah, this deck doesn't have restander Vanguards, so you could use this as a finisher. 1 copy of Sabreeze because this is a strike deck, and if your opponent plays naughty and he doesn't run a right grade 3, punish him and destroy him. For G units, you play 4 copies of Plot Maker Dragon because this is a ritual deck. And what Plot Maker does is one of the best consistent G units. During late game, if you are Ritual 3, actually Ritual 3 doesn't really need to be late game. Ritual 3, when this unit is in a Guardian Circle and you have 3 or more grade 1s in the drop zone, it is a 25k shield. 25k shield at cost for 1 card, man. This is amazing shit. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my deck profile on on my Luard Shadow Paladin Ritual deck. Be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to the channel. And if you really like this video, give this video a like, and yeah, hopefully you give me lots of likes. I'll make more deck profiles. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.